Hello my friends, hello in a new video. We are coming back to Monster Hunter. After a few changes in my life, it's time to come back and share some tips with you. At this moment I'm working on the guide, on the series of the guides about soloing the hardest monster in the game. So today I will show you how to beat Archtempered Kushala Daora solo. And every tip in this video you can apply to the lower difficulty monster, like tempered, normal tempered, or normal Kushala Daora monster. So without further ado, let's go to the video. Oh my god, how I hate this monster. How many times I try to kill it with different builds, with the more steady builds or more defensive builds. And it's very hard, because Kushala Daora is very fast and aggressive. And because of that I don't even call her Kushala Daora anymore. It's blood sausage, like Kaszanka. But after a few attempts, successful attempts, I finally know how to kill her pretty easy and with less risk than with the most builds. So I will share it with you. And one thing to mention is it's not about the speed of killing the monster, but about the successful kills of the monster. So everyone can solo the Kushala Daora. And another thing to mention is because the guide is prepared for the Archtempered Kushala Daora, every tip here you can apply to the lower rank Kaszanka. So before we go to hunt, we need to know everything it is possible to know about the monster we want to hunt. And the most important thing about the Elder Dragons are resistances, and which elements and status conditions are the best to deal damage to them. As you can see, Kushala Daora is pretty weak to thunder, poison and blast. And normally if you go with another people with like 4 players team, there's very good idea to go with Dragon for Elder Seal or with Thunder for elemental damage. But because we are going to destroy it with the solo build, this is worth to mention that the status damage like poison and blast are pretty good. And that's why in my build I will go for poison damage. Let's talk about skills. So in my opinion there are few tiers of the skills you need to go. And the most important tier is Evade Extender, Windproof, Air Plug and Health Boost. And why is it? So Air Plug you will need on level 5, and because it's Elder Dragon that's only way to nullify the roars. And that's because sometimes Kushala Daora will roar, and if it happened that you will be in front of her face, you are almost instantly dead, because after the roar it will shoot the wind bolt straight in your face, and this deals a lot of damage. Second skill is Evade Extender, and there are 3 reasons why I want to have Evade Extender at least at level 2. And one is to avoid the charge attack, which will one hit KO you for sure. Second one is to sometimes get out of the tornado, which will appear after the Kushala flies up. And second one is to have good movement around the Kushala. It's good to mention that sometimes you will have only time for one dodge until Kushala fires her charge attack, and one roll is not enough, one normal roll is not enough to get out of reach of this attack. So level 2 is very important. Another skill is Windproof, and you can go for windproof level 5, but it's pretty hard to do good armor with it. So I personally prefer to go for 3 parts of Kushala Daora set and with nullified wind pressure skill set. And if you ask me, oh, you are talking about guide for Kushala Daora and we need 3 elements of the armor from that monster. Yes, because I am talking about Archtempered version of Kushala Daora and the hardest one. But you can go for like easy ones from the main story and they are pretty easy to take. And I will tell a little bit later about the easy farming method for the basic Kushala Daora. And last thing is for the highest tier spells or skills is health boost, at least at level 2. And that's because the food skills give you plus 50 health, and that's not enough to resist most of the attacks of Kushala Daora. Most scary attack is the tornado, which will appear after the Kushala flies up, because this attack deals massive damage. And as you see on the clip right now, I was pretty close to carting like instantly after she fly up. But with health boost, this will give you an option to go back and heal yourself. So next tier skills are mounting skills. And mounting is very useful because you can mount the Kushala, which will let you to deal damage to her without risking your life, and give you opportunity to stack more status effect on her. Plus, after successful mounting, the Kushala will fall down and you can easily do some damage to her head, which, if you have some good weapon, or for example using sword and shield with the shield bash, will can successfully stun her and give you even more time to deal damage. And I'm not 100% sure, but every time I mount her, especially on the last arena when the nest is, every mounting, successful mounting, let me destroy all tornadoes in the area, so this is very good. And the last tier of the skills are damage dealing skills, and of course you can go with the attack boost or with the critical eye, but these skills are pretty rare because of the rarest of the decoration. And secondly, there is of course the pieces of the armor which will give you that skill, but I don't think they are very good to combine with the windproof or with the air plug skills. So for me, the best damage dealing skills for the Kushala Daora are weakness exploit. That's because we are hitting almost every time the head and sometimes front legs and tail, and depends of the skill or the damage you choose. Blast attack plus or poison attack plus. Of course on the level 3rd of the skills, because we want to deal as much damage as possible. As some statistics, on average during the hunt I am poisoning Kaszanka about 6 times and mounting it about 4 times. So this is a lot of damage, and poisoning Kushala Daora will deal 20 damage every 2 seconds in about 28 seconds duration. So with the 6 poisoning periods I can deal about 1680 damage in the single hunt. Next thing are environmental damage. As you know, we are fighting Kaszanka on Elder Reckless. Usually fight will start at area 3, then move to area 2 or area 9. From there Kaszanka will go to area 8. That's whole circle. After dealing enough damage, she will go to her nest at the top of area 4. And it's worth to mention that in every place you can deal some free damage to her by environment. In area 2 there is one Paratoad, which will obviously give you a paralysis status on the Kushala, which will give you opening for a lot of hits. and 4 blast toads, which can do damage, blast damage, and it's 120 damage free if the blast status pop up, and about 77 damage of the explosion. Plus, whole area is very good for sliding and mounting. Okay, let's move to area 9. This is a very good place to fighting her because there's a lot of space, and few most important things are the stalagmites and stalactites, and 2 hanging from the ceiling and 2 rising from the floor. And you can use this from the floor to jump over the Kushala Daora. Be careful, because she can destroy it easy, and the hanging ones can be dropped on her face. It's very good to use them to drop her down after she fly up. And single boulder will do around 896 damage. Next place is area 9. Here to the fight will join Teostra, which after the turn of war will deal around 2686 points of damage to Kushala Daora, and after this our Kaszanka will go to another place. Okay, and now for the beginning of the fight and the end of the fight on the both stages, so it's area 3 and 4, you can go and bomb Kushala Daora, because on the beginning of the fight she is not hostile towards you, and at the end she goes to sleep because of the damage he received, and that's very good opportunities to just plump bombs near her head and do some extra damage. Good thing to mention is on the both areas there are lots of ledges, and you can just jump over her and mount her like 2, 3, maybe even 4 times for some extra damage. Even for more additional damage, go for Gaialaka to help you on the hand. Extra blast damage is always good on Kushala. Okay, so now let's do some math. Turf War, it's 2686 damage one time, then 2 falling borders, if you hit twice it's 1792 damage, then bombing, it's 4 mega large bombs, from which one is doing wake up damage, so it's around 900 damage. Then poison damage, if you successfully poison Kushala Daora 6 times, it's around 1680 damage for free. And that gives us around 7058, so this is a significant amount of damage. Especially mentioned that normal Kushala Daora has about 4000 HP total, and Archtempered one has around 8 to 10,000 HP total. Of course we don't know exact numbers, but still it's very good amount of damage. Okay, let's wrap up this video with some final tips. First of all, the Felin food skills good to have for this quest are Rider, it's make easier to mount monsters. Moxie, it prevents you from fainting one time. And one more is Specialist, which will make the status effect appear more frequently, which gives you a lot more damage. And sometimes, as you know, here you can get Felin Insurance, which gives you even one more additional carding while in the game, while in the hunt. And last tip, as I mentioned on the beginning of the video, I will show you some good armors I am using. My weapon of choice is sword and blade, sword and shield and double blades, because these are very fast, very good status ability weapons to stack status damage. And the mantles you want to equip are, for me, Rocksteady Mantle for reducing the damage, preventing you from flinching from wind and so on, and Temporal Mantle to be very aggressive for the short period of time, to kill, to do as fast the status effect as it is possible. And I don't recommend taking the health booster, because it makes you like you need to stay in the one place when you are pretty open to Kushala Daora attack, and this is not recommended. So this is my armor, which I use to solo Kushala, and it's pretty easy, gives me like a continuous farming ability of this Archtempered monster, and it's pretty defensive build too. As you see, Air Plague +5, Handicraft +5, Potion Attack +3, Evade Extender +3, Health Boost level 3, Weakness Exploit level 2, Critical Boost to even higher damage on the weak spots, and Airborne, plus Kushala Daora Flight to nullify wind pressure. This is solo Archtempered build. For multi, if you want to use similar build, I would prefer to go to elemental damage and then change the Kaiser Vimbracells, which are Theostra gloves, to Drachen or Behemoth gloves, and this will give you one more skill, which is elemental damage increase for jumping attacks, which is called Elemental Airborne, and this will be even better. And of course, this is this build requires some good decorations, so weakness exploits, for example, or Air Plague. But there is one piece of Kushala Cocoon Gamma. It's waist, I think it's called here. This is this part of the armor, and you can easily change that for another Kushala waist, like Alpha or Beta. This is not a problem. And another thing I mentioned before, it's you need some Kushala armor to get Nullify Wind Pressure skill, the Daora Flight, and to easily farm the lower tier Kushala Daoras, I use the beginner set, which I was using the first time I beat Kushala Daora, and it is poison, just poison. It's mainly Pink Ratian male. So Rough Heart Alpha, Dobermaid Beta, Raffian Vimbracells Alpha, Rough Heart Coil Beta, and Rough Heart Graves Alpha, plus Attack Charm, and Apothecary, oh my god, this is hard, a mantle. So this is like pretty safe and pretty easy to farm the low tier Kushala, like normal Kushalas. And as you see here, I'm using this. And sword and shield I'm using are the same in the both builds, and this is Datura Blossom. I augmented this one time for to add one slot for free in total, and I think it's enough. Of course, you can add more, even augmentation like Attack Plus or even Health Regen. And very good weapon for the Kushala Daora are Tower of Daggers Poison, which I use sometimes with the elemental wake up or awaken. Is the code of, is it the name of skill? I think it is. So as you see, there is a lot of things you can change for your preferences, and of course a weapon is up to you. What do you use? What do you want to use? So I think this is a very good finish of my video. I hope this guide will help you to solo kill Archtempered Kushala Daora or Kaszanka, and have a nice hunt, make a beautiful trophies, and see you next time. Bye bye.